When was the first time you had the idea of making the Blind Narcissist?
Well, it was in 2018, after my Dimension Involved, the project before. And it was like we were sitting in a restaurant, and a friend of mine, she had broke up with her boyfriend. And she opened herself to us, and she spoke everything. And he was a narcissist. I didn't know so much about this topic, so I opened just Google, and I started to read a little bit, which is signs of narcissism, how toxic is the relationship with a narcissist, and I started to read. I was a bit scared, because I related to these signs, most of them, I would say, and I was really scared. I started to ask myself, am I a narcissist? Because of course it's similar to self-love, which is we all, and it's very healthy to love yourself. We all narcissists, but of course in a different levels. So when the level is so high, which is disorder personality, when the person becomes sick, he has or she has no empathy to others, and they cannot understand others' emotions, and everything turn around them, and of course they are vulnerable also, and this is the dangerous part of narcissism.
When was the first time you heard about this project, the Blind Narcissist?
Good question. I think I saw the audition notice somewhere in December 2019.
Yeah. Well, Saeed and I actually met in an audition in Berlin, where I live, maybe, I think early last year, February. And that was for a project, and I remembered Saeed from that audition because he was very good, and I really liked and was interested by what he was doing.
Did the audition in Luxembourg this year in January. Yeah. Was invited to do the project, and then it got postponed for COVID reasons. Yeah.
How was it for you, the whole experience with, I think I can say, or maybe I'm wrong, like the antagonist part?
So of course it was a very intimate rehearsal period, also dealing with the topic and being like very close to Gabriel, dealing with nudity. So it was, in that sense, very intense, but in a good way, and less about abstract movement and maybe technical dance issues, which of course were there, but it was focused on the story, the development of the character, and then I would say the movement followed, which is a good way to do it, I think.
Play the narcissist, like the dominant role in the whole piece. How was that for you from the beginning to now?
It's not hard, I think, to get into that place, to kind of imagine yourself as that person, because it's really just sort of, we all have these elements of self-obsession, and in a lot of ways they're kind of important. I mean, it's important to be able to build yourself up and know who you are and what you're worth. But when it comes at the expense of your relationship to another person, of another person's kind of agency and humanity, is when it becomes a toxic thing. So it was interesting, honestly. I mean, it's been quite a journey to kind of go from the initial, we start to choreograph things, and I have to kind of make some kind of immediate decisions, how to play this, how to play that, in the moment, to start to understand the character. And then over what's been 5 weeks of very intensive work, it changes pretty substantially. So for me, I think having the piece in full has been the most important thing, having context throughout the whole, the sort of trajectory of this character, because otherwise it's sort of just guesswork. And maybe, at this point, where I am emotionally versus that point, maybe that comes off more shallow. But once you have the whole thing, I can understand, for myself at least, when I've been down, when I've come up, what's defensive, what's, blind, etc. Yeah.
I would say the whole set and the costumes, it gives a sort of mythological touch to it, which I think is good and intended, because we are dealing with the narcissus as, the mythological Greek figure. And yeah, I think it's good if it's in between, like we're not going like full-on fairy tale, but we give, hints to that story, and also with all the mirror stuff, so it's something in between everyday world stuff which we experience and sort of that ancient story. And the story and I think the problems are kind of timeless.
What part does nudity play for you in dancing, or especially in your piece?
Yeah, nudity for me, it's like, for me personally, because I'm coming from Syria, from a very traditional, conservative country, and nudity for me, it's the way to say no, I am a free person, I don't want to belong to group. Even I do like group education. I like to be with a group, but I don't like the group to control me. Yeah, I'm an individual person, and nudity for me, it's breaking. Yeah, it's like, no, I belong to my body, and I'm not ashamed of myself, and I don't want any religion, any philosophy that does not fit to my mentality to affect me. Just leave me alone. I want to be naked. And that's why I use nudity all the time in my work. And for me, nudity can express a lot. Vulnerable, like to be, that's what he is now when he's totally naked. The partner of a narcissist, he's pure, he's innocent, and he's giving everything to him through nudity, And sometimes nudity can be godic, it's to be a god. It's like the Greek, so it presents a lot of beauty, and it's powerful also. So in each performance, I always go to nudity because it expresses something I want to say very strong, And I can play a lot with nudity to create images, and it helps me a lot with my creation. I hate clothes. This is that easy. I really hate them. Because with this choreography, I didn't go so much into dancing choreography. I tried to compose images and go with these images beyond reality, and which allows the audience to relate to these images, to see themselves on the stage. Yeah, I do think it's these images, which we create together, opening an easy door for the audience to put themselves there and ask themselves questions.
Yes.